Welcome back at 12:25. A sometimes sensitive topic is the focus of our fitness segment today. Cody Butler joins us from Heat Boot Camp along with our guest Dr. Maria Luque, a health sciences professional and educator at Trident University International. And today we're talking to women about menopause because physical activity can actually be beneficial through the transitional time. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Luque, you've studied this immensely, probably more than you wanted to.
More than I did.
But what have your studies shown?
Well, so generally, I really focus, my entire focus is on quality of life rather than just finding a fix. Because I think we live in a society now where we're trying to find a cure for something that isn't really a disease.
Right.
So my whole focus was on trying to really find out why some women transition easier than others, and how physical activity plays into it. Because we have a dose-response relationship to physical activity for all other parts of our lives, where it's like the more you work out, the better it's going to be. In this case, it actually shows that women that work out more and more intense might have actually less quality of life.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just, it seems to be more of a stress factor. It's like the more you work out. So in my research, I've really found out that moderate intensity exercise tends to benefit women a lot more. Not from a weight loss perspective, or so my focus is really not on that, because focusing on something that specific, I think, can be very negative.
So what types of exercise can actually reduce the symptoms of menopause? Is that the case, or how would exercise plan and what types of exercise might benefit someone going through that transition?
Now, I have to say that in general, every woman's different. So all of these are kind of guidelines what the research has shown. So I've seen that yoga in general has really good effects on cognitive function, so memory. There's a lot of memory and kind of fogginess that women talk about as part of symptoms. That can be a very great benefit. Resistance training has shown to really, besides muscle mass and all of that, to prevent some of the loss of the muscle mass, has shown to be very beneficial for sleep. Powerlifting, on the other hand, has been shown to be negatively correlated to sleep. So it's kind of that, you have to find that balance.
You have to find the balance.
Yes.
And is it also about finding a stress release as well?
Now, and here comes the thing. It's like if working out is not stress relief for you, then it might not be beneficial necessarily to start working out heavily while you're going through menopause. So it might be something, you have to find what makes you less stressed out, because your body's in a constant state of stress while it's going through menopause. So
what do you find with women? What's their biggest challenge? Is it just kind of understanding what's going on? Is it finding a new routine that works? What are the biggest challenges?
I think it's not knowing. That,
just the unknown.
The menopause, I call it the M word. And that's how I kind of have workshops, because you can clear a room if you start talking about menopause. People just kind of scatter out, because it's one of those topics where you just, like you say menopause and people are like,
taboo, right?
Yeah,
no one wants to talk about it.
So it's really talking about it, because every woman, hopefully, you will go through menopause, because that means you live long enough to go through it. But you will. It's not something that some women go through. It's something that every woman will eventually go through. So it's very important to start talking about it and kind of figuring out how to help and kind of transition in a positive, happy way, hopefully.
And as you mentioned, every woman's experience through it is different.
Yes, you have women that don't, they go into menopause, they never have a symptom, and then you have some that go on for 10 years, they just suffer pretty much. So it's how do you, my emphasis is, why is it that some women transition easier although they experience symptoms? So I think it's a lot of psychological issues that are coming through here too.
So if a woman is out there maybe noticing some changes, how do you recommend getting started, finding a good exercise routine, maybe a diet or nutritional plan to best fit their changing lifestyle?
Well, I think the first thing, if you think you're going through some changes, you should definitely talk to a doctor, your endocrinologist or your OBGYN, to figure out what's going on from that side. But other than that, just starting a routine, if you're starting out like with walking or something moderate, that is like we were talking about, stress relief wise.
Right.
So start a routine that is easy to start off with, and then kind of moderate into it.
Work your way up.
Yes, but
scale
not
back
too
if
intense.
you need to. Right.
Yes, not too intense, because that has also shown that to trigger some hot flashes if you are training too hard, which kind of makes sense.
An interesting topic. Again, one that not a lot of people talk about, but one that needs to be addressed. Dr.
Yes.
Luque and Cody, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back.